Hello, Jen here from Positive Plus Dog Training. I am putting together a little video for you to assist you in trimming your dog's nails. At this point in our isolation, if you haven't already ventured out to trim your dog's nails on your own, you are probably thinking about it. There are a few little tips that I can share with you to make dog trimming go smoother and easier. And if by chance you're not able to actually clip your dog's nails, I'll give you a couple of tips that will help break it up into pieces, and maybe you'll be a little bit successful. But even if trimming nails is a very big challenge for you and your dog, maybe your dog is super worried, or you're super worried, or both, probably both. And especially if your dog has darker nails. So I will be sharing with you a video clip of me trimming Xavier's nails. So Xavier is my 10-year-old Rottweiler. We haven't had him very long, so it's his first nail trimming with me. And so we take it nice and slow, and also I talk about how his nails are pitch black, so I can't see a thing. So I am basically going on the shape of his nail, and kind of also to where the nail trimmers land on the paw pad. So I will explain that a little bit more in detail throughout the video or as we go along. But I will start by setting the stage. So trimming dogs' nails can be super stressful for both of us, for both you and your dog. I know for sure, even for me, sometimes I used to groom dogs, so I've trimmed many dog nails. I also do some work at a vet clinic, and so I definitely know the challenges of trimming nails with a dog that's worried, nervous, or simply just inexperienced. It is best to start this work as a pup, but even still, things can go awry. I know I am working with Pepper. Pepper is my 3-year-old Boston that many of you have seen on video already, or have met in person. And with Pepper, she had an unfortunate situation, health condition that caused her nails to start to break and break beyond the quick. So she has quite a bit of pain involved. She's also unfortunately injured her paws exercising a couple of times because she's a crazy terrier, and well, enough said. So she's had a few painful injuries to her paws, and particularly to her nails and to her paw pad. So she's very sensitive. So I completely get it. We are working with her, and it's almost impossible even still for me to clip her nails entirely on my own. But I'm working on it, and we're getting there. So I want to start by saying, let's set the stage. Let's create a sense of calm. So before you start clipping your nails, it is a really good idea, if you practice yoga, maybe to do some yoga yourself before you get started, or at least practicing some yoga breaths, kind of getting you in that mindset of calm, relaxing the belly muscles, remembering that our dogs feed off of our body tension, off of our body language. So if we are breathing too quickly, or maybe not breathing at all, or holding our breath and our shoulders up, and we're clenching our teeth and those kinds of things, if we're body posturing in a way that indicates to our dog that we are feeling uncomfortable or worried, then it really makes it hard for them to trust us in the same situation that we're feeling worried and unsure. So let's try to set that stage before we even interact with our dog. So nice yoga breaths. And I really like to do that about 5 times before I get started. A really good yoga friend of mine, well, not just yoga friend, a really good friend of mine who's a yoga instructor, taught me once to take 5 deep yoga breaths with my eyes closed and focusing on how I was feeling, and just about any one thing at all in particular. Just to ease my mind and to refocus before I do something that's stressful or challenging. So that is my biggest advice, is start with 5 yoga breaths if you can, or maybe even around a session of yoga would be great. A yoga with your dog, sometimes that's wonderful. And when we're actually ready to sit down, you can get yourself a towel or your dog's bed. If you're going to, I'm going to suggest a little bit of aromatherapy. So if you're going to use some aromatherapy, using your dog's bed is a great idea because it adds that natural sense of comfort, of calm and relaxation for them, especially if you've been practicing on your place, as per the other videos that we've posted and some of the classes that we run. If you've been practicing to settle on place, whatever you've been using is a really good idea to use that, unless your dog is super stressed about nails still. If your dog is super stressed about nails, I advise not to use what they're learning calm and settled on just yet. It can be helpful, but we also don't want to add stress to the calm and settle space. So this might mean an entirely new towel, or maybe if you've been practicing calm and settle on the bed, you can use the bed with a towel on top of it, so changing it a little bit. And what I normally do is spritz my towel that I've laid on top of my dog's bed with something that's calming and relaxing. So there's two products that I like to use depending on my dog and depending on my situation, but DAP, D-A-P, dog appeasing pheromone. This is a product that basically mimics the pheromone that's produced by the mother while she's nursing her pups. So when we use this, particularly with pups that come from a really good setup with their mom, what we find is that our dog brings back, or in their brain chemistry, so biologically, they start to feel some ease, some soothing and comfort and confidence that they're getting from that they got from their mom when they were nursing. So it really helps to change the brain chemistry. You make your dog, your pup, feel so much better and more relaxed. The key to DAP, now this is a product that you probably should only be getting from your vet clinic. You can probably call them and order it and just pick it up at the door, or have them drop it off in your car for you, in the back of your car for you. But either way, you can order it online. Just be super, super careful that you're actually getting the product that you're ordering. Okay, be careful with that one if you're ordering online. However, this can be really great. The key is you need 8 sprays. So don't cut that down too short, or you will not have the same effect. You'll basically be wasting your product that you spent your money on. So 8 spritzes, and it takes about 10 minutes for the alcohol that the pheromone is blended in, for the alcohol will dissipate, and then all that's left on the towel is the scent of the dog appeasing pheromone. So that's a really, really good one that you might want to try. Or another one of my favorites, because I am an essential oil junkie, especially right now, I'm tapping back into my essential oils for both my pets and my family, myself, is a essential oil lavender. And it's got to be something that's pure, without any additives, just pure essential oil, lavender, nothing else inside of it. That's the best. And then what you will do is, because it's, if you get a pure essential oil, therapeutic grade essential oil, then what you will find is it's super, super concentrate, so even 1 drop is strong for us. So what I normally recommend, if you get yourself a little bottle, remembering that oil, we want to have that in a glass container, is best. So get yourself a little container if you can, a little spritz bottle if you have one hanging around that is made out of glass, and you're going to fill it up with water depending on how big this is. So this is a 60 ml bottle. Something that's 10 mils or 15 mils, something like that, is even better. And then in a small bottle, you're just gonna put a couple of drops. So 3 drops, 4 drops max in a 15, 20 mil spritz bottle. In the 60 mil, probably I would do a maximum of 5 or 6 drops. And then before I'm gonna spritz it on, I'm gonna make sure I shake it and spritz the bed. All right. So that's how to set your stage. You've relaxed your body, relaxed yourself, introduce your dog into this setup area. When you're the lavender, you don't need to let it sit for long at all. You don't need to let it sit at all. There's nothing to dissipate. It'll work right away. The odd dog does have a little bit of an aversive reaction to lavender, but most are soothed by it, much like we are. So those are two options that you have just to set the stage. You might even put on some classical music or some spa music, some calming dog music that you found on YouTube or something like that, really making it nice and relaxing for your dog, and removing out external interruptions and stimuli. So now that I have my setup done and I'm calm, I want to introduce my dog into the picture, and I'm going to make sure that he's feeling calm as well. So I like to, there's a couple of different positions that work really well for clipping nails. I'm going to use my stuffed dog here. Don't ask why his nose is chewed, or you can, it's, but this is my stuffed Roddy. We're going to call him Pat, Positive Plus Pat, and he is going to help us with some nail clipping. Now, a few different positions that I like to practice, and this might even be where you start. Maybe if your pup's not ready to clip nails yet, maybe you're just starting with teaching your pup how to be handled, how to settle, how to relax. So Positive Plus Pat is going to help me with that. So when I'm clipping nails, there's a couple of different positions that I like to do. My favorite that makes it super easy is if you can get your dog to comfortably rest in your lap, so you can place his body between your legs and he's resting on your chest like this. So he's resting nicely on your chest, and then you can get your arms wrapped around him like a nice big hug. Sometimes less is more for many dogs, so you might find having more of your arms out and just holding his paws like this is easier for him. But yeah, so, or maybe like this, and I start with a little bit of massage, so just kind of massaging his favorite spots, light pressure, keeping in mind that when dogs are feeling stressed, so if there's any panting going on, this definitely means that we want to start with simple, just handling exercises, never mind the nail clipping just yet, and we want to help soothe our dog by just little light pressure, remembering, yeah, that they hold their stress also in their jawline, upper neck area. So all of this space here can be very feel very tense for a dog. And if they're not used to massage, adding pressure to those are going to cause some discomfort, or if your dog is used to it. So there's some nice soothing, calming exercises that you can do just to calm your dog. Just practice in this position. So this is one position that you can trim your dog's nails in, just to show you how that would work. Do this. So that might be one method of trimming your dog's nails, of holding your dog for their nails. Or you can have your dog, this is one way that Xavier was feeling comfortable with me, and that I've been practicing with Pepper. Pepper is not huge with restraint either, despite my efforts as a pup. But anyways, so I am practicing light restraint with Pepper this way. So that way, with assistance, I can hold her, ideally like this. This is a nice, and not a lot of pressure. It's just, I'm positioning my arms so that I have my arms in the right place to help my dog not struggle quite as much. And nice wrap around here. So that way, if I was getting assistance, I could hold Pepper's head this way. This is really good practice for any kind of getting ready for vet handling as well. So if your dog has a really hard time with getting a needle, so getting vaccines, then you can practice holding your dog, because then your veterinarian has your pup's back end, which is what's the most important part, and a nice, relaxed but cozy and lots of contact. Contact from you is good. Contact, hold. And again, I'm not holding tight. It's not about that. It's nice and loose. It's just supportive. So that I can prevent my dog from too much struggle, that kind of thing, and also soothe him. So if I do have struggle, at home purposes, I'm not going to trim my dog's nails. I'm going to practice this hold until this is comfortable for him, and then I'm going to practice the holding the paw. Okay, and then the next step from that would be practicing the holding the paw, and trimming the nails. Or I might have someone else trimming the nails for me while I hold. Okay, and one more position that can be very helpful, especially if you have assistants, is if your dog is standing. Sometimes this is easier for them. If your dog is standing, maybe I'll go this way so you can see his face. If your dog is standing, again, very similar, but in a standing position. And then with your nail clippers, if you're doing this by yourself and you're holding your dog this way, again, same thing, you're going to ask them to lift their paw, and you're going to go ahead and clip your nails, clip your dog's nails. Okay. So that is handling. So we've set the stage, we've handled, we've talked a little bit about massage, a really good way. And if doing this is new for your dog, for you and your dog, then you might even just practice the setup with a little bit of massage and call it a day right there. A little bit of massage involving some treats as well. Don't forget those treats. So important. So setting the stage, getting that massage, and if that's where you call it quits for the day, that's where you call it quits for the day. So there's no expectation on your dog's end. There's no reason to start to develop panic or fear in those situations. It's just calming and relaxing, and then we call it a day. And when you end that, you're going to put the towel away. You're going to put, if you've been using a Kong, and I'll talk about the Kong as well. If you've been using a Kong, you're going to put the Kong away, your treats away. You're going to put everything away and take a break from there. Turn the music off if you're playing music and call it a day. Now, while you're trimming your dog's nails, it might also be really convenient to use a Kong, or there's also those new silicone lick mats that you can spread some peanut butter on, or mashed bananas. Mashed bananas have calming properties for dogs, by the way. So smear some bananas on, mashed banana, mashed carrots, pumpkin, anything sugar-free, applesauce. You can even put an apple in the blender with a little bit of water, and then take that out, put it on your mat, or fill the lick mat, or fill your Kong, and put it in the freezer. But provide your dog with something to lick. We know biologically that the licking action and salivating and digestion all changes brain chemistry for the good. So replaces those unwanted hormones and chemicals and replaces it with some better ones. So let's use that to our benefit and have that Kong. You can simply place it between your knees if that's helpful, depending on how you're handling your dog, or you can wedge it in between something. I even have a client who has taken a food container, plastic food container, flipped it upside down and cut a hole in it so the Kong can just nicely sit in that space. So it just goes up to here and her dog can just lick away. So that's really handy. You can also have some treats nearby. And now we're going to, I'm going to share my screen so you can watch how I work with Xavier. Oh, not this one, sorry.
Hello, Jen here, Positive Plus Dog Training. We are going to work on grooming today, and we're going to do Xavier's nails. So Xavier hasn't had his nails done in a little while, and they're very black nails. Hardest nails to clip, but we are going to do them together. And I will talk a little bit about it as I go along. So ultimately, I would like to have Xavier lying in my lap. So I am sitting on the bed so that I'm comfortable. And yes, he can get comfortable and relax, like we're just snuggling together. It's kind of the idea. I'm going to use treats, of course, to reward him as he does the right move. And also what I really like to do is while I start to clip is I like to crumble some on the bed. And then he can work on eating those while I clip. Now he's not actually in the best position, so I'm going to keep on working on that. Again, 2, guide him so that he is going to be kind of lying on me as he originally was. And then maybe what I can do this time, I'll guide him further. Right, there we go. That's a little bit better. Drop a couple. And now with his nails, as I said, he's got very black nails. When we're clipping nails, we want to, ideally, if we had a clear nail, it's very easy to see where the nail starts to curl. And you can see where the pink or red of the clip stops. With Xavier's nails, I'm not able to see that. I'm just going to do the tip. Yes, nice and simple, so you can hear the sound, feel a little bit of the nail clipping, and then I follow with a treat. And I'm going to do that again. This nail's a bit longer, so I'm looking at where it starts to curve. If I look over here, you can see this is where the nail kind of starts to curve. So I'm going to go a little bit above that. I always want to go a little bit above that, especially when working with black nails. Yes. I'll put the treat after that.
Okay. So with that, I am going to now go over to, oh, whoops. There, guys. Here. So I'm going to share a little picture with you here that I have borrowed from the internet, but that helps to understand how you're going to actually clip your dog's nails. So meaning how you're going to position the clipper. Exactly how we do this, the smoother that it is and the easier it is for you and your dog, the more successful you'll be each time you do it. So here we want to see, we obviously want to make sure we're not cutting the quick. One thing I didn't mention with your setup is just in case you do cut the quick, we want to feel confident that we know what we're doing, or that we know what to do next if we do cut the quick, is not panic, deep breath. You can, there's a product called Quick Stop, which is basically just a powder, comes in a little container, and it's a powder that a white powder that you're just going to place your dog's nail in. So you would put some in another container, or in a towel or paper towel or something like that, and then place your dog's nail right in there, and hold it there till the bleeding stops. With Quick Stop, it's the fastest way to stop it. But if you don't have Quick Stop at home and you're eager to clip your dog's nails, you can use cornstarch, also works. And in a pinch, you can even use flour. With cornstarch and flour, you will, however, have to hold the bed of the nail in the powder a lot longer than with Quick Stop. But it does work. So, and the best thing to do while you're doing that is to sprinkle some treats on the ground, calmly as possible. Hold your dog's paw in the cornstarch or Quick Stop or flour or whatever it is that you have, and hold it there and check. Drop some more treats, hold it there longer if you need to, until the bleeding stops. And then you just calmly put that away, drop a couple more treats or put the Kong back or whatever the case might be, and keep on going. The cooler, calmer, and easier that you make this for you and your dog, the easier it will be next time. And the easier it will be to just get over clipping that quick. But if your dog's nails are clear or white, you should be able to see where the pink stops. And we always want to give a little bit more space before we clip. So we definitely want to aim to not clip the quick if we can. You'll see that the quick and the curve kind of start at the same place. So we start to curve around here, and that's where the quick is. We start to curve around here, and that's where the quick is. Same thing here, okay? So this is a no. This is also a no. This is a yes. You will see that this dotted line where you're going to clip will line up with your dog's paw pad. So I am going to come back to me. Hi, come back to me. I'm going to use, so this time I'm going to use my pink poodle friend, just because she has some really nice nails that I can use. Not enough of them, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is when I'm clipping my dog's nails, so most clippers have a nice quick stop, a stopper, so to make sure that we don't clip too short, although you still possibly can, but that generally kind of makes it a little bit easier. If you don't have that, or if you feel more comfortable not using it, because I actually do, I actually feel more confident making my own judgment call than something else. So I like to make sure that I have a sharp nail clippers. So if you had your nail clippers for years, don't use it. These ones are really, really sharp and they work really well. So I love them, and they're also easy for me to grip. So make sure that's comfortable and you're confident that your hands aren't greasy with cream or oil or anything like that. So be careful. And then what I like to do when I'm clipping my dog's nails is hold this up against my dog's nail pad. And then that generally 99% of the time lines up for where it starts to curve. And then I can clip right there if I'm feeling comfortable, or I can just millimeter my clipper out a little bit and then clip. So that way I'm not going to clip on a complete angle. I'm going to clip in line with the paw pads. Okay, so a little trick that I have, I've not actually done this myself, but I have heard to shorten the quick without actually cutting the quick at a vet clinic if they're going to shorten the quick because the nail has gotten way too long and the quick has gotten way too long. Then they will often cut the quick to shorten the quick, and therefore we can keep the nails a lot shorter. But a little trick for at home is to trim a little bit of the top of the nail, but please be confident and comfortable with that before you do. The general rule is to rest your clipper on your dog's nail pad, and then it should line up with where the curve starts. And then again, you can millimeter a little bit. You don't want to go too much because you don't want to be on an angle. You want to be relatively flat along with the pad. The reason why we might shorten or do something to shorten a quick, or we might ask our vet to actually cut the quick to shorten it if it's really long, is because if the nails are long enough that they are always touching the ground, even if we've clipped them as short as we can safely on our own, then what will happen is it'll cause a whole bunch of issues for your dog. Because it'll be really uncomfortable. It'll hurt their paw pads actually, and also cause them to walk with everything a little bit out of joint, out of angle, and cause a whole bunch of other issues. So it is really important to keep our dog's nails short so they're comfortable. So if that means that we need to shorten the quick, then that means we need to shorten the quick, and then keep on top of it so we don't have to do that again. So I have another little clip that I'm going to show you. I'm going to share with you if I can find it now. Okay, this is, sorry. Oops. Getting used to Zoom, so we will get there, I promise. All right. Okay, I will post the next one separately. So that is it for nail clipping today. So remember, set your stage and make it comfortable for your dog, make it comfortable for you. Keep those tips in mind, and always have some nice treats around and a Kong available so that you can do this. I really want to show you this next clip, so I'm gonna actually just go ahead and find it so I can share. Okay, all right, so here I go, sharing my screen with you. And this last clip, just to finish off what I wanted to share with you. So this is Xavier again. So you'll see there, I'm just gonna pause that right now. So I have him positioned in a different way. He was feeling a little bit more comfortable this way, so just lying on his own bed by himself. So I chose to go ahead with that. And so you can see a little bit more of my nail trimmings that I'm doing. When I first started with the first paw, he resisted, so I just let it go. And I'm going to move on to the next one. If he was to give me a hard time with the next one, then I would play a little game and call it quits and come back another time. But he was able to allow me to keep on going. So, but it's important to know that if your dog is not comfortable, please do not continue if you don't have to, so that you can slowly gain that trust. And here we go. So I'm just kind of shaving off here little bits. Because Xavier has really dark nails and I'm unable to see anything, I wanted to start with nice shavings. And also too, this is very new for him and I.
Let you know, so it comes a little bit of a white spot in the middle. And that little white spot in the middle on a black nail, that indicates that it's time to stop. I'm going to hit quit if I go any further. So I like to shave little bits at a time, especially with those black nails. And I can I'm going to finish those back nails. He's doing a nice down for me. Provide him with some treats lying there. And I'm going to go to his back nails. Again, I just want to shave off the edges. Really want to get the quick. And I don't want to stress him out. So he's going to get up, and I'm going to get him down again. Okay.
With anything that may be stressful for your dog, it's really important that you do listen to their needs and respond to their needs. And that is how you'll gain trust, so that they will stay longer and longer for you.
Right above where it starts to curve.
And by saying right above where it starts to curve, I actually mean right below. So there's the curve, and then just like I said, a millimeter below the curve.
Edges. I don't see any color changes there.
So I'm doing little shaves, and I'm looking for when it becomes a little bit more fleshy.
And each one of those could be rewarded. I want to here. A little bit squishy. I'm going to stop there.
So I actually felt a little bit of
soft as you're clipping, and if it's been hard the whole time and then it gets a little soft, you don't want to clip that soft. A little bit edge. There, good.
So if you're going to clip and it feels squishy, please stop.
Yeah, that's good enough.
So nice and slow. If you have sharp clippers, you should be able to just kind of get a feel, and if you're feeling comfortable, then you go for it.
So I'm going to continue to keep up on Xavier's nails, so that these little shaves is good enough to practice for him, as I personally have not clipped his nails before. This is the first for me and him. I want to make sure the experience is nice and positive. Each nail. Last one. Last now, Xavier. Boy, you are working with someone.
So another one of my little tricks that I like to do sometimes when I'm doing something stressful with my dog is to sing a song to them.
Xavier's pretty calm right now. A little bit of panting. He's eating, anything and placing. Stop there for now. Okay, all done. Get up. All done.
All done. Let's Xavier know that whatever we're doing that I'm asking of him is over.
Find it.
Now we play a fun game.
Find it. I'm going to leave those clickers out. Find it.
You'll see some bonus tips here for those of you that are taking it even slower and unable to clip just yet.
Just find it. This is also somewhere you can start with the dog who's worried about clippers. Just find it.
That's Pepper whining in the background because she's not part of the training.
Pick it up. Place it on their paw.
Which is kind of exciting actually because she doesn't like her nails clipped.
She's
So
worried by just once they're able to relax and eat and maybe play a game of find it around the nail clippers just out on the ground like that, then you can start to tap their toes. Yes, and reward. Tap.
So that's displacement behavior. He's kind of had enough of this.
Yes, reward.
So this is a nice easy ending for him as well, so it's practice without the actual clip.
And then venture out into actually doing a, yes.
And you'll see he's pretty much eating the whole time here. Just some nice classical conditioning, nice and easy.
Yes. Yes. Good.
And that's me making that click
All
sound
done.
as well. And all done.
We'll find it
Again.
And that's Xavier and Jen from Positive Plus Dog Training. Nail clipping 101. Take it nice and slow. Build a foundation with your dog, some trust, and make it fun and playful if you can. So calm. We're doing some nice calm, gentle massage. You can practice the position with your dog in your lap or lying beside you, whatever you find is most comfortable for you and your dog. And practice nice and calm massage, gentle handling of the paws while you're relaxing and snuggling. So a little picking up, just gentle rubbing, picking up, maybe playing with the toes a little bit. If your dog struggles, loosen up on the grip, make it lighter for them. You can pretend you're getting in between those paws. And ideally, before they pull away from you, what are we going to do? Is yes and reward. Xavier, bring him back. I'm going to end with something fun because he's clearly had enough of me. Find it. Find it.
And this is all on his bed. He's learned how to calm and settle on his bed. And it wasn't too stressful for him. So it's a good place to exercise, to practice. One more benefit of On Your Place.
Jen, Xavier, Positive Plus Dog Training. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for joining me for watching our hopefully fun nail trimming video. If you have any questions, please feel free to message us right straight from the website www.positiveplus.com, PAWSITIVEPLUS.com, or you can send us an email, info@positiveplus.com. But simply going to our website and sending us a message right from there is absolutely fantastic. And you can definitely have a look at what our new training schedule will be. Bye for now. See you soon.